Hey, hold up. Turn the volume up, cause y'all should G on the track. When my AB6 cell think she tryna double back, but I ain't touching shit. There's something lame done had. Everything that we touch turn to flames, we some gas. And now you bout to make me mad. Why the fuck you try to pass me that shit? I almost gagged, fucking up my breath. You do that shit again, I'll beat your ass. I ain't thinking about them hoes I hit, I left that in my past. Hey,
Bitches big G, man, I'm all up in my bag, you can't see me. Finish shit, talk this beat, do you hear me? You a lame ass nigga tryna beat me. 20 deep in this camp, you wanna try me? How the fuck you living free, and you smoke weed? Bitch, I ain't tripping about you, I'ma do me. You asking why my diamonds shining, cause they VV. No, I am not a rapper, but I could be. I just met the bitch, she tryna flip my wee-wee. Paying for my food lane, call a bro and get it free. Man, I'm finna spit some shit, listen to me when I speak. Don't stand too close to me, I make you drown. These diamonds dancing off my neck gon' make me fucking drown. How the fuck these niggas hating and I'm making paper now? That garment fresh as hell, I might go have to spend this paper now.
man, I got a Glock, but I'd rather sock your ass. My man's a drug addict, wake up and smoke a pound of crack. Damn, I mean, a pound of gas. That shorty try to dump me, now I was getting on my sauce from dad. But now she double back, stalking all up on my IG spam. Just is trying to scrap, cause all her friends is really trying to smash. But I can't be too mad, cause these diamonds on my teeth got me shining like some glass. Hey,
Bitch, I'm back in. Finish shit, talk some more. Bring the track in. Me and Yash open doors, we like come in. You tryna get your rank up, be a soldier then. Man, we bringin' troops and you bringin' dope in. We the hood superheroes, we bringin' hope in. I can't fuck with no bitch without motion. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Man, we bringin' troops and you bringin' dope in. We the hood superheroes, we bringin' hope in. I can't fuck with no bitch without motion. Yeah, ayy. Yeah.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.
Hey, shalom. Shalom. Yahba Shem Yahushua Barakatah to the Akim. Shalom. Yahweh Shemar Dumba Shem Yahushua to the sisters. It's the Wednesday night law class. It's like it is the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 under Commander Juniana. All right. We don't have no affiliations with no Christian organization, no fake Israelite group. You understand? If it's not of the Isupk, if it don't got that Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge banner, that's as simple as that. All right. I'm tired of people, you know what I'm saying, listening to them 7-mile Israelites and then trying to get with us and say, don't y'all believe in the same? No, we don't believe in the same stuff. If we believed in the same stuff, they would be right up in this school doing the same thing we doing, man. If they believed in the same thing we believed in, they would be in this school passing out food. Why you don't see them niggas passing out food? You understand? Why you don't see them niggas doing clothing drives? Why you don't see them niggas giving back to their community? Because they hate their brothers, man. All right? Them other Israelite doctrines is nothing more than a simple cash grab, a cash and fame grab, man. Them some corny niggas that wasn't cool in high school, and now they're trying to use the Bible to gain some clout and bread off it, man. And that's we don't do that up in here, man. We've been teaching this truth of the Bible since 1969, the Commander Juniana. Ask these other groups what the establishment date is. And I bet you it don't predate this. All right? That's because this truth is undisputable, man. All right? These niggas, they can't handle the truth. So they come up in this school, see what we all about, and they say we can't hang with them. We gotta make our own break-off group because we not on their level. All right? That's what's going on earth today, man. You got everybody else that claim they believe in God following religions and feast days that has nothing to do with God, man. That's what we got going on earth today. All right. We got the whole earth worshiping whatever the hell the white man put in front of them, man. You want to understand why you can't keep a girl or you can't keep a man? It's because you steady following after niggas that don't want relationships, man. Understand something, man. Salakia. Understand something, man. If the white man could have it his way, he would not, you know what I'm saying, deal with women. You understand? He said it out his own goddamn mouth. And you think that spirit of him being that way has changed? It is not changed, man. If he could have it his way, he would not be with a woman. You understand? He would not be with a woman if he could have it his way. If he could have it his way, him and all these men would be procreating right now. You know what I'm saying? It would be no women on the earth if he could have it his way, and it'd just be men procreating with each other. Because you understand that's how he moves. That's what he wants. That's his desires. You understand? And your stupid ass is sitting up following his counsel. You understand? It's like it. You sitting up, you following after niggas. It's like you taking relationship advice from niggas that don't want relationships, man. That is absolutely crazy, man. You steady, you know what I'm saying? You give your rib a gift whenever the white man tell you to do so. That's the only time they love their wife, Gapan, y'all, is when the white man tell them it's time. Well, it's time to love your wife. It's time to act like you care about your wife. You understand? No, we just going, you know, we just going through, you know, talking about what's going on earth today, man. We got these fake niggas, you know what I'm saying, trying to be like us, but they can never be us. And then we got these goofy niggas in the world that just spent all their money, you know what I'm saying, celebrating this white man holiday. That's what we got going on earth. And the funny thing about that is these niggas say they believe in God. Where is Valentine's Day at in the Bible? That ain't nowhere in the Bible. That don't even come from the Bible. That don't got nothing to do with God, nothing to do with the Bible, nothing of the sort. And yet you got all these Christians telling you Happy Valentine's Day. Somebody tried to tell me that up at the school. Would you next to me when that happened? We was passing out food on Saturday. I was walking to the whip. This older lady walked past me. She said, "Hey, how you doing? Happy Valentine's Day." I said, "I don't celebrate that." She said, "Oh, well, I don't either, baby, but still what, bitch?"
Why would you tell me Happy Valentine's Day?
We at a point where niggas don't even think about, you know what I'm saying, what they say. They just say it because everybody else is saying it, man.
Followers.
Man, they followers straight to the T. You know what I'm saying? They don't have. That's why I say, man, you have to be a real nigga to be inside this school, because every day the world is kind of gonna try and make you feel like you weird or you an outcast for doing what God told you to do. Bitch, you're weird. How about that? You're weird. Because it's clearly not in the Bible, so why the fuck are you doing it? You just said out your old mouth, and she not the only person that told me that, surprisingly. I heard that a lot this year. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Then why are you celebrating it? By definition, you're celebrating it. But when I correct you, you say, "Oh, I don't celebrate that." Bitch, you're celebrating it. That's like saying, "I don't like chicken." You catch me eating a big, stupid box of chicken. You're going to be like, "Hey, man, ain't you supposed to be a non-chicken eating nigga? What are you doing right now?" You're going to look at me like I'm crazy. I guarantee you, man, them vegetarians, them is some niggas that can stand on business. The vegetarians will literally stab you. You even think about offering them some meat. I dare you to offer a vegetarian a piece of chicken. They are going to take that as a sign of war. You understand that? That's how you show that you believe in something, man. So why is it so hard to show that you don't believe in what God told you to do? Why is that so hard? Because everybody ain't doing it. Everybody call themselves a Christian, but not everybody actually doing what God said to do. You understand? You want to read this real fast?
Yeah, what's this? Oh, it's the Valentine's Day order. Valentine's Day originated from a blend of ancient Roman, pagan, and Christian traditions.
Pagan, Roman, and Christian traditions, man. That's where it originated from. Nowhere do you see anything in regards to the Bible, man. And I know what you're gonna say, but it said Christian. Listen, man, the Christian church, what they did, how they got notoriety was they blended themselves in with paganism and the Romans. You understand? That's how they gained notoriety on the earth. So, generally speaking, Christianity. All right, so early Christianity was closer to the Bible, but because they wanted to mainstream it, that's where all these pagan origins and these Roman origins they start blending in with one another. You understand? So read that again.
Valentine's Day originated from a blend of ancient Roman, pagan, and Christian traditions, evolving from the mid-February fertility festival of Lupercalia.
Lupercalia, man, a fertility festival. You know what that means?
Fertility festival?
Gone.
Sound like where everybody just have sex.
That's exactly what that is, man. A fertility festival is a nice way of saying orgy. You understand? And you try and bastardize P. Diddy. You try and villainize, which he is a fucking villain. Let's not confuse it. You try and villainize Jeffrey Epstein for doing these things. Yet this is where Valentine's Day comes from. This is where all your pagan holidays come from. When you look them up, all of them, Christmas comes from orgies. You understand? That's what it was. It was an orgy party. Why you think they still kept the mistletoe in? You understand? Now this Valentine's Day. Read that some more if you could.
Evolving from the mid-February fertility festival of Lupercalia into a day honoring Christian martyrs named Saint Valentine.
Honoring Saint Valentine. Who the hell is that? He ain't in the Bible. Who the hell is Saint Valentine?
It says in the 5th century, Pope Gallius I replaced the pagan Lupercalia with the feast day on February 14th to honor Saint Valentine, a martyr who, according to a legend, was executed for secretly marrying couples against Emperor Claudius II's order.
Good night. You know this ain't got nothing to do with the Bible, man. You talk about marrying couples. Can't nobody marry a couple but the two people in that couple. You understand? When you look at the Bible, what is marriage in the Bible? It's sex. So how was he marrying couples? No, man. That's what they do today at the wedding ceremonies. That's what they do. That person, what's it called?
What?
The person that says you are now pronounced.
Oh, the pastor?
Yeah, that nigga. So that's what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He was going around sneakily marrying these couples. But you know it ain't got nothing to do with the Bible because the Bible says that sex is marriage. So what the hell was he doing? He wasn't doing nothing that regards to the Bible. You understand? Let's keep going.
It became associated with romantic love in the Middle Ages, popularized by poets like Chaucer and later industrialized through cars and gifts. You want me to read these bullet points?
Let me see. Yeah, you can.
All right. So Lupercalia is Romans celebrated Lupercalia from February 13th through the 15th to honor fertility, involving rituals that included sacrificing goats and dogs. We already read the St. Valentine's one. Romantic association, the connection to love gained traction in the Middle Ages, 15th to 14th or 14th to 15th centuries in England and France, where mid-February was believed to be the start of birds' mating season. In modern evolution, the commercialized holiday featuring cars and chocolates grew from the 19th century traditions and was solidified by companies like Hallmark in the 20th century.
Good night. You understand? When you look up the definition Catholic, it means all embracing. So when you start to do the research on these holidays, you'll understand that there's multiple backstories to them and they all blend in with one another. Christianity is not the number one religion on the earth because everybody believes in Christianity. No, Christianity is the number one religion on the earth because it accepts everyone. It accepts the pagans. It accepts the Romans. It even accepts the Muslims. You understand? It accepts everybody into their religion. So when you think about it, in terms of, for example, high school, you got the nigga who's cool with the jocks. He's cool with, you know what I'm saying, the cheerleaders. He's cool with the nerds. He's cool with everybody. He don't just associate himself in one social group. So what is he? He's the most popular person in the school. And that's how Christianity is, man. Christianity does not just, you know what I'm saying, take elements from this religion. It takes elements from all these different religions. And it confuses the hell out of the earth. Because, you know what I'm saying, you thinking you calling yourself a Christian is doing something, is bringing you closer to God, when in all actuality, it's actually making you distance yourself from the Most High. Because all Christianity is a bunch of religions mixed up into one boiling pot. All right. So really what you are when you follow that garbage is you just more lost than you were when before you stepped inside the church, man. All right. Let's get Amos 5:21 real quick.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse 21. I despise your feast days.
Like it. Read that again.
I despise your feast days.
Like it. What book we in?
The book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse 21.
All right, this is the Bible, man. The same Bible that says, huh?
You talking about the KJV?
Yeah, Con. This is the Bible, man. The same Bible that you says is all love. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say, Gapon. They say that the Bible is all love. You say shit like that, you letting me know off rip that you've never read this Bible. You've never read it. You don't know the contents of this book. You could say something like that, man. Because nowhere in this book would you ever hear some goofy nonsense like that, man. You would not ever hear that in here. You're not going to hear the Most High say that he loves everything. You're not going to hear yourself say that. You don't love everything. You understand? It's people that you hate. It's people that you despise. It's people that you gossip about. It's tendencies that you don't like. You understand? And you just think the Most High don't have tendencies that he don't like, don't have behaviors that he don't like, don't have actions that he don't like. You just think he gonna accept everything that you do. That don't make no type of sense, man. For you to say something like that, it shows that you've been brainwashed by the Christian church. You understand? That's it. That's all that shows right there. Is the Christian church has done its job. What do you think the Christian church is here for? You actually think they're here to teach you? If they was here to teach you, Christ would have been here by now. It's the number one religion on earth. If they was actually in that church teaching people, we wouldn't have to do what we doing right now. You understand? We wouldn't have this conversation that we having right now. We wouldn't have all these goofy niggas spending a twos and fews on Valentine's Day gifts like dumbass individuals, man. And it's so crazy, man. These niggas in the world is scared to tell their ribs no. They are absolutely terrified of telling their ribs no. I just don't understand it, man. Actually, I do understand it. You could thank the Christian church for that as well. Because now he has the entire order of the household flipped. Instead of the man leading that household and the woman following behind the man and the kids following behind both of them, the Christian church has that absolutely full. Now your stupid ass is putting your children first. Oh, man, I got to do this for my kids, man. I got to spend our light bill money on the kids' PS5, man. They don't get this PS5, man. They going to lose it, man. Then you just starting to recover after all the bread you spent during Christmas. You finally starting to get your feet back under you. Now it's, oh, man, my wife going to lose her mind if I don't buy her some gifts. Oh, shit.
Hey, remember that one day that one dude came into school? He was like, I would come to class, but my girl's birthday tomorrow. It was around the same time this year.
I remember that shit. We was at I think we was doing class that day. We was about to do class.
He was in an old school, and some dude that came in, he was like, yeah, I would come to class and come chill with y'all, but my girl's birthday tomorrow, I gotta give her some gifts.
I just said, you bitch ass nigga. Dog, don't let your rib be the reason why you don't make it into the kingdom, man. That would be absolutely horrible. Your rib is supposed to be helping you make it in the kingdom. But y'all got it so backwards and flipped. Your rib is going to be the reason you don't end up in the kingdom.
She's going to be the reason why a sword end up through your back.
These niggas going to end up deep throating a sword. Trying to make sure that their wife don't go deep throat another man. Listen, man. That bitch want to go deep throat a man. Let her. Let her. Let her go do it, man. Salakia, you got, where was we at?
I hate.
I what?
I hate.
I thought God was all love.
I hate.
I thought God loved everybody.
I hate.
I thought God knew my heart.
I hate.
That's the Bible, man. Read it one more time.
I hate.
The Bible just said, I hate. I what?
I hate.
Keep going.
I despise your feast days.
And he doubled down on it. He said, I hate. I despise. Go ahead.
And I will not.
No.
Oh. I despise your feast days.
Who feast days?
Your feast days.
Your feast days. Not his feast days. Not the feast days in Leviticus. He ain't talk about them feast days. Who feast days is he talking about?
Talking about oppressor feast days.
Your oppressor feast days. That's the feast days he's talking about, man. Let's make that abundantly clear. It is not talking about everybody feast days. If that was the case, the feast days in Leviticus wouldn't exist. If he was talking about everybody feast days. All right, so let's make that abundantly clear. He's talking about your feast days. You understand? The feast days that don't come from the Bible. The feast days that directly come from your oppressor, man. Valentine's Day.
Yo, stupid birthday.
Con.
Sorry, we was off track.
No, but they need to hear that, man. Nobody gives a damn that you turn 24, man. You 24 and you still a piece of shit.
Damn.
For 24 years, you've been a worthless piece of shit.
I ain't go that far, bro.
All right. That is not something to celebrate. You got a lot of reflection to do. You don't live for 24 years and you are still a piece of garbage. What have you been doing? Keep going, Salakia.
To 22.
Come.
I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
I will not smell. He don't even want to smell that shit, man. All that roof Chris y'all was ordering. Side point. Who the hell is eating that? Unironically, man. That shit looks nasty. You ever been to Roof Chris?
No, I ain't never. I heard of it, but I ain't never had it.
That shit looks disgusting, man. Who is out here eating that garbage?
Have you had it?
No. It just looks disgusting. These niggas is followers, man. I tell you, they only go to these places because they see everybody going to them. Before a few years ago, I didn't even know what Roof Chris was. Now that the rappers is putting them in songs and shit, now everybody want to go there.
You want to try something new?
Man, these hoes eat at Chick-fil-A and Wingstop every day. But because your simple ass is around, now she want to say, ooh, I want to try some Roof Chris. And your stupid ass is going to follow right behind her, man. The most I said, what? Slakia.
I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
I will not smell in your solemn assemblies, man. In your organized gatherings. That's what that means. All right? Solemn means formal. Slakia. Solemn means formal and dignified. That's what that means. So you getting all dressed up for that Valentine's Day dinner. You know what I'm saying? You put on your best designer outfit. Some of these niggas bought tuxedos. Good night. You couldn't pay me to put on a tuxedo. I don't think you ever gonna see me put on a tuxedo, especially for Valentine's Day. Come on, man. And these are supposed to be some hardcore gangster niggas too, by the way. But for Valentine's Day, they gonna drop the gangster shit. They gonna drop the Glocks. You know what I'm saying? They gonna drop the skis for a suit and tie.
That they never gonna touch again.
Con. Suit and tie and some roses just for that bitch to go blow somebody next week. Good night. Keep going.
Con. Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings.
Nah, go back up, Slacky.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Think about that next time you try and pray at a fucking Christmas dinner. Think about that, man. The Most High said he don't even want to smell that shit, and you over here praying over the Christmas Day dinner. You know how disrespectful that is, man? You really sit back and think about it. He said he don't even want to smell it. And you said behind that, God knows my heart, and proceeds to pray to him after he said he don't want to smell it. Oh my God. And then you wonder why your life is in array. Disarray. So like, you wonder why your life is in disarray. You wonder why that bitch left you.
Hey, man. What you been going through, man?
All right, this ain't for me. This for them niggas. On TikToks and shit, making tutorials. How to make sure she don't leave you. How to know if she blowing somebody off. On TikTok making them videos, man, because they following behind the white man.
Niggas be talking to their chat.
Huh? Wait, what you talking about?
Like they chat GPT. Niggas talk to their chat about that.
Oh yeah, I seen that shit too, man. You seen them videos? Them niggas falling in love with their chat GPT?
I seen all of that shit.
It's getting to a point, man, where you following behind your oppressor. It's starting to show how much you follow behind him, man. Because a while ago, it would be unheard of to hear a black man, you know what I'm saying, with these allegations that they got going around now. We've been under this oppressor's nose for far too long. Now we picking up his bad traits. You understand? There's no way in hell we should be doing the same thing that the cave beast is doing. When we have our own holy culture, man. Slack it. Let's stay focused though. Slack it. Let's go back where we was in that scripture.
It was at the end of 21.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Keep going.
Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings.
Though ye offer me ye burnt offerings and the meat offerings. We got niggas that cooked Valentine's Day dinner for their ribs, man. Why is that the only time you cook? It's when the white man tell you to cook. Why is this the only time you do something nice for your woman, man? When the white man tells you to do. All right, it's time to go love your wife again. It's time to go spend all your money like a dumbass. Thing about it is, you spending all this money on this bitch that you probably not even gonna be with at the end of the year. Y'all probably not even gonna stay together, man. You spending all this money. You understand?
You just trying to get some play.
That's how destroyed we are. That's how destroyed we are. You could spend $300 on gifts, and as long as he gets some coochie at the end, he's okay. You don't see how sex is mutually beneficial. You don't see how he spent all that money just to get sex. He just see I still crack. Simple nigga, man. And that's just the fleshly things that I mentioned. The main thing about that is you sinned. You sinned just to get some ass that wasn't even good. The bitch laid there for 20 minutes and did nothing, like a dead fish. And you sinned for that, man. You dropped your sword for that. And then you gonna go online and brag about it like you did something immaculate. Like you did something to be proud of, man. You are a wimp. I was gonna say something way worse than that. I just hope you know that. You got more on that? Keep going. Select it.
to 23.
Oh no, select it. That's it. Let's get Ecclesiastes 27:11.
Select. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 27, and verse 11. The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom.
The discourse of a godly man. All right, select it. Read that from the top.
The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom.
The discourse of a godly man. What does discourse mean? Discourse is something written or spoken in communication. So, you know what I'm saying? What you talking about? Your conversation of a godly man is what?
The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom.
It's always with wisdom. So, you know what I'm saying? A nigga that believes in God, he's always gonna have something smart to say. All right. He's always gonna have something wise to say. All right. He gonna tell you, you probably shouldn't spend money on that, brother. You probably shouldn't spend your whole check on weed like these drug addicts do. These drug addicts today will spend half their fucking check on weed and the rest of it on rent, and then wonder why they don't got no money to eat. Your simple ass spent it all on drugs. And then when I tell you a drug addict, you say, I could quit whenever I want to. Quit then, bitch. What are you waiting on? Cause man, you can't quit. You letting this plant defeat you. That is what you are. You are a bitch. This nigga is fighting with a plant and losing. That's your pop, I believe.
Nah, that's the rain.
That shit loud as hell.
Don't play with me.
Put the blick down. All right, Salaki, where was we at?
The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom.
The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom. So a man that believes in the Most High, he gonna tell you some wisdom. That's always gonna be the topic of conversation when you chopping it up with him. It's gonna be with wisdom. All right, you're gonna be able to learn something from this brother. You're gonna be able to better ground yourself more, man, because these niggas in the world today are hotheads, and they think with their emotions. You understand? They're not level-headed individuals. A man that believes in God is a level-headed individual. And why do you say that? Because you had to be a level-headed individual to believe in the Most High. The Most High don't allow you to go unalive your brother just because he stepped on your J's. The Most High don't allow you to leave your woman just because she said something that you didn't like. You understand? So you have to be level-headed to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Keep going.
But a fool changeth as the moon.
But a fool what?
But a fool changeth as the moon.
But a fool changeth as the moon. What does that mean? As much as the moon change, he changing right along with it. You understand? He is a simple nigga.
Bipolar.
Con. That's the perfect way to describe him, Capone. A bipolar hothead. What do niggas say today? Crash outs. That's what they are, man. Crash outs. Niggas that let one small discrepancy turn into a life in the penitentiary. Or niggas that let their emotions dictate what they do that day. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 12. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time. but be continually among men of understanding. Keep going.
Yeah, come.
Verse 13. The discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is the wantonness of sin.
The sport is their wantingness of sin, man. Everything that they do, it's like they got a lust for that. All right, Slacker, we could drop that. All we finna show you. All right, so read this real fast.
Valentine's Day deaths 2025.
All right, so we in 2026 right now, so they ain't update, the statistics on how many people died around this year's Valentine's Day, but we do have the stats on last year's Valentine's Day. All right, so read that.
Several violent incidents and accidents were reported around Valentine's Day 2025, including a double homicide in North Carolina,
Good night.
a fatal stabbing in Indiana,
What?
and a child fatally during the shooting in Tennessee.
Good night.
Other reports included a fatal car crash in Pennsylvania and a murder-suicide in India. These, along with other domestic-related incidents, marked a violent start to the holiday weekend. This is key reported incidents. On February 15th, reported as Saturday morning Valentine's Day weekend, 28-year-old Matthew Wade and Katerina Tovamash were shot and killed in a home. The suspect, Caleb Fosnoff, was apprehended in Ohio. In Jefferson, Indiana, on February 14th, Taylor Meyer, 34, allegedly killed his wife, Deborah, with a wine bottle and a knife in their home, according to reports. I seen that.
Good
That's a
night.
story on it's not on TikTok, but it's on Reddit. Man, this dude caught his wife getting smashed by some Arab dude. He was a white dude. He walked in and his rib was getting pounded.
Damn.
They wrote a whole story about that.
I was just talking about that earlier too, wasn't I? Buying that bitch all them gifts just for her to get rammed. Go ahead.
In Nashville, Tennessee, on Valentine's Day, 26-year-old Jovian Smith allegedly shot at his girlfriend and her child during a driving dispute, resulting in the death of a 4-year-old girl.
Go ahead.
In the death of a 4-year-old girl and serious injuries to others. In Pennsylvania, a fatal crash. Donna Defrancis, 69, died in a car crash over the Valentine's Day weekend after a van ran a stop sign, according to WVLT. In Harriet, Indiana, domestic murder. A man allegedly slit his wife's throat on Valentine's Day over suspicion of an infidelity and tried to stage it as a robbery, according to the federal.
Good night.
Yeah.
This holiday is supposed to be all about love. Seems like a lot of murder and death going on for a holiday all about love. Am I right? That is absolutely crazy, man.
Can I see your phone real quick?
All right. After you pull what you pulling, let's get that scripture where it says judgment shall rain down. Cause that's exactly what's going on, man. The Most High told you that He don't rock with these feast days that y'all doing, and yet y'all still going out and doing them. Y'all still out here following the oppressor, and then looking confused when you meet the end. You know what I'm saying? You meet what you reap what you sow. That's what they say, right? You reaped the oppressor's way of life. Now you sowing death. You understand? That's the best way I could put it. That's the simple way I could put it.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and 24. But let judgment run down as waters.
Let judgment run down as what?
As waters.
As waters. You understand? You confused about why so much death and destruction going on the earth. It's because it's so many idiots on the earth following the oppressor after he told you not to do what he doing, man. Not to follow after his feast days. Not to follow after his customs. You understand? That's why so much death and destruction going on after you do what he told you not to do. He only gonna tell you a few times, man. So like it. That's what he sent us for. He showed you, he put it in the Bible. He put us on the earth to show you that it's wrong. And now you ignore us when we tell you it's wrong. So you can't ignore that Glock to your face, man. That's what's going on. Niggas is getting murked for going up against the Most High, as it's prophesied to happen. This is in the Bible. This book was written thousands of years ago, but it's in the Bible, and it's coming to pass today. All right, you go out and celebrate Valentine's Day, just expect to get a bullet. Just expect for a bullet to fall on your shoulder, like a raindrop. You understand? That's what happened on New Year's. Them New Year's parties get shot up every year, and your simple ass still go to them. Your simple ass damn near gotta skate up out that bitch to avoid the gunfire going off, and you still go to them every year. Read that again.
Con. But let judgment run down as waters.
Let judgment run down as waters. What you got? Oh, let judgment run down as waters, man. You understand? Go back up to 23 if you could.
Con. Verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy song, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy song, man. Them stupid Christmas carols y'all like to sing. Them stupid Valentine's Day songs that they make every year. What the fuck did Future make a song about Valentine's Day for? This is the poster boy of how to treat a bitch wrong. And this nigga made a day about a song about Valentine's Day. That's how you know, man. It's the oppressor pushing these feast days on you. You understand? It ain't necessarily the people. It's your oppressor pushing them to push this on you. You understand? It is well documented that Future does not know how to treat a woman. It is well documented.
Overly documented.
Overly. You understand? Why in the hell is he making a song about Valentine's Day? You understand? That is to fool your simple ass, to get your simple ass to go and buy that bitch a Birkin or a Louis Vuitton bag just so she could leave you. That is absolutely crazy. You got more on that? Go back to it if you could.
But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream.
And righteousness as a mighty stream. You understand? That's why every year you see us. You don't see our Passover getting shot up. Lord, allow that. Every year we make it home from the Passover safe. You don't see our Feast of Tabernacles getting shot up. Our Feast of Unleavened Bread getting shot up. That's because the Lord is protecting us, man. He's protecting his children. He's protecting whoever decide to you know what I'm saying, submit themselves to the Most High and come up in this school. He's protecting them. All right. On the other hand, you see these niggas getting into car crashes on Valentine's Day. Niggas getting their car towed on Valentine's Day. Niggas getting shot and killed, stabbed, robbed, all type of things going on. Bitch, the other day, trying to celebrate her birthday. Her fucking car broke down. I hate to say I told you so, but shit. It's like, man. It's like they just refuse to see the writing on the wall, man. They refuse to see the error in their ways. It's gonna be too late by the time you see it, man. By the time you see it, it's gonna be too late. Christ done gonna be done already cracked the sky and cracked your head open. Let's get Deuteronomy 6 and 14 real quick.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 14.
Actually, Slucky, if you could, go to Exodus first. Exodus 20 and 3.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3.
Now, before, you know what I'm saying? It's very important that we go to the law. All right. That's how you know if something is against the Bible. You got to find it in the law. All right. So go ahead.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. All right. Who are you worshiping when you celebrate Valentine's Day?
Yo, rib.
Con, that's a heavy point. You are putting your rib before the Most High when you do that, because it's clearly documented at this thing right here. But no, let's stay focused. Let's go to the actual answer. The actual answer is Lupercilia, all right, and Saint Valentine. Those are two, you know what I'm saying, idols, Roman and Catholic idols. You understand? Those are the idols that you celebrating when you celebrate Valentine's Day. All right, when you do that, you are putting them before the Most High. You putting Saint Valentine over the Most High when you celebrate Saint Valentine. I mean, it's like when you celebrate Valentine's Day. All right. Read that again.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. You putting Saint Valentine over the Most High when you celebrate Valentine's Day. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath.
All right, you could drop that. Let's get Deuteronomy 6 and 14.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 14. Ye shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you.
It's like go to 20 and 5 real quick. Exodus. My bad. Then we're gonna go back to Deuteronomy.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
I am a jealous God, man. Don't you ever forget that. Most High is a jealous God. You're putting all these things above him. Just remember that when you actually find yourself in trouble. All right. If you want to keep Valentine's Day and Christmas and all these other things, just make sure you keep that same energy when you find yourself in trouble, man. Don't try and pray to the Most High then after, you know what I'm saying, you already get in a time of need. Because the Most High gonna remember. He gonna remember when you put Saint Valentine over the Most High. When you put who was that nigga? Nimrod over the Most High. He gonna remember that, man. He not gonna forget that. So just keep that in mind. All right, Slakia. We can go back to Exodus now. I mean, not Exodus, Deuteronomy. Yeah.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 14. Ye shall not go after other gods.
Ye shall not go after other gods, man. That's what the Most High says, man. I know it's extremely difficult for you to be a real nigga for once in your life and say, I'm not going to do what everybody else doing. It's extremely hard for you to do that, I know. But for once in your life, maybe you should consider it. Maybe you should consider standing on some sort of principles. For once in your life, man. I mean, it's all throughout the Bible that it's wrong for you to do this thing. So literally the only thing stopping you is the fact that you are a follower that has no sort of backbone whatsoever. You don't know what it's like to tell somebody no. You don't know what it's like to say, no, I'm not going to do that. You don't know what it's like to do that because you have absolutely no discipline. Go ahead.
Of the gods of the people which are round about you.
Of the gods of the people which are round about you. Just keep that in mind, man. All these feast days and holidays that we celebrate today come from the people. They don't come from the Bible. So now you got all these stupid idiots trying to confuse you and make it seem like, oh, Valentine's Day comes from the Bible, man. Saint Valentine, man. Fuck that nigga. Salakia. His name ain't nowhere in the Bible. All you got to do is search it up. It's so many resources nowadays. You could go in the Strong's Concordance and search up Saint Valentine, and guess what? You're not going to find his name in there. Because he's not an actual biblical figure, man. He's no different from T.D. Jakes today. Are you going when T.D. Jakes die, are you going to make a holiday after T.D. Jakes and celebrate him too? Mr. Power Bottom himself? Are you going to do that? Are you going to do that? Are you going to do that for Creflo Dollar when he dies? Wait, ain't he already dead? I don't even know who that is. I think Creflo Dollar already dead. Are you going to do that for Creflo Dollar? One of them niggas dead. I don't remember. That's how you know I ain't tapped in with the Christian church.
Okay.
One of them niggas dead already. But you don't see nobody making T. Jake's Day or Creflo Dollar Day. So why are we doing that with Saint Valentine? Nigga is a glorified pastor. Barely that. He wasn't that in the grand scheme of things. All right, where we at?
That was the end of 14. It's like, I got to zoom in.
All right. All right, let's get the book up. It's like let's get Wisdom of Solomon real fast. All right. We're gonna get in the Slack. We're gonna get the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13. We're going to start at verse 1 real quick. Like, fix this real fast. All right. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 1. Surely vain are all men by nature. Surely vain are all men by nature. All right. I want you to keep that in mind, man, because what do people say? What do people in the world say the most? They say that's your interpretation. They say that's what you believe. They say you believe what you believe, and I'll believe what I want to believe. Your beliefs are vain by nature, man. You should keep that in mind. You should keep that in mind, man, because if you are going off of what you believe, what you think, your thoughts, your beliefs 9 times out of 10 are going to equate to absolutely nothing. You understand? And that right there is the downfall for a lot of black men, black women in America today. They let their feelings, their belief, their ideology dictate right and wrong. All right? Your beliefs and right and wrong have no correlation with one another. You understand? They have absolutely no correlation with one another. Unless, which the scripture is going to get into, unless you are a man of righteousness, a man that follows the laws, statutes, and commandments, a man or a woman that meditates on these scriptures. What does meditate mean? Because people make that word meditate mean something spiritual, like you about to go sunbathe and shit. Meditate just simply means think. All right. So let's keep going. It says, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of God. That point right there is very important. That second part of it is very important because majority of the earth is ignorant to God. Otherwise, majority of the earth wouldn't be celebrating Valentine's Day. Majority of the earth wouldn't be celebrating Christmas. Majority of the earth wouldn't celebrate their birthday. But because they're ignorant of God, the things, the conversations, the things that we make important in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community has no substance. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, they have absolutely no substance. What do Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians talk about all day? Basketball, football. You know what I'm saying? What you getting your wife for Christmas? What you getting the kids for Christmas? What you getting the wife for Valentine's Day? All these stupid things that mean nothing, man. Let's keep going. And could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is. All right, you could not know the Most High if you are ignorant of the Most High. I don't know how that is such a hard concept to understand. You cannot know God if you don't follow God. Why is that such a hard concept for people to understand? That is like, for some reason, that is just so impossible to understand. That is just such a hard concept for most of the earth to understand. The Christian woman will tell you that they have a personal relationship with God. They don't know none of the scriptures in the Bible, in the grand scheme of things. They know none of the scriptures in the Bible. They couldn't tell you one breakdown. They couldn't tell you one law in the Bible. They couldn't tell you nothing in the Bible. Nothing. But they have a personal relationship with God. Okay. Okay, Betty. Okay, buddy. And the sky is also pink. You have a personal relationship with God and the sky's pink. How about that? Let's keep going. Slack you. Neither by considering the works that they acknowledge the work master. You ain't even consider the work. It's like you ain't even consider the work master. You just consider the work. You understand? And that's what's going on today, man. You steady following behind what your oppressor pushes. What your oppressor pushes on you. What your oppressor makes famous. You know what I'm saying? All these feast days that come from the white man, you ain't even acknowledge what the Most High want. You ain't even ask him what he wanted. You ain't go in his book and see, you know what I'm saying, what's right and what's wrong. You just doing whatever the hell the white man tell you to do. And you just think everything is okay. You just think that's an okay way to live. You just think that's all fine and dandy. It's not, bruh. It's not. It's the complete opposite, actually. That right there is a stupid way to live, man. That is an absolutely foolish way to live. You just say F the person that created all these things on the earth. He created the earth. He created the sun. He created the trees. He created all these things. And yet, you give the oppressor more credit than you do the Most High. Not necessarily you saying it, but in your actions, you do. In your actions, you absolutely say that, man. Because you go inside and you give all your money to your oppressor for Valentine's Day. After he told you in the Bible that he don't want you celebrating that. He don't want you keeping the customs of the oppressor. You disregard that. And when we tell you about yourself, you say, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. And then he show you. All right. Verse 2, but deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world. It's like it. Verse 3, with whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty have created them. So you take all these elements, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High created. You take the fire, the wood, the weather. God damn. Don't you know the oppressor takes credit for the weather? He takes credit. He calls it climate change and tries to take credit for the weather. You understand? He takes credit for the tornadoes. Why do you think he spends so money on these forecasters? That is $1 billion industry, strictly to predict, you know what I'm saying, the weather. Why do you think he's doing that? Because he wants to put himself up on the pedestal of being a god. He wants you to look at him as if he is a god. You understand? That's what he wants. He wants you to treat him like a god. You understand? That's what he wants. He don't want you to fear the Most High. Because if you fear the Most High, you won't do what he's doing. If you're not doing what he's doing, you doing what the Most High doing. If you're doing what the Most High doing, he's going to be with us. All right? It's all a domino effect. All of it. It's all a domino effect. And to keep you as a fallen domino, he has to keep you the dumb nigga from 7 Mile that you are. All right? He has to keep you as a simple 7 Mile nigga to make sure you don't find out who you are, who you belong to, who child you really is. You the Most High's child. You came from your pops, you came from your mother, but you's the most high seed if you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. And he don't want you to know that. All right. He wants to keep you as far away from your culture as humanly possible. All right. That's why he takes command, or tries to. He tries to paint the narrative as if he's taking command of all these elements on the earth, the fire, the wood, you know what I'm saying? The tornadoes, the earthquakes, all these things, the thunder, all these things. He tries to take credit for it. Make it seem as if he knew when this was going to happen. He's in charge of it. When really, that is the Most High, man. So let's read that again from the top, verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. All right. Also, another thing, a lot of these feast days that we celebrate today, they have elements of paganism. All right. Paganism is a religion in which you worship nature. So even though black people don't believe in paganism, most of them anyway, they don't believe necessarily in paganism. They just blindly follow. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that you may want to consider, man. You worshiping a tree when the Most High made that tree. Just keep that in mind. Verse 4. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. All right. You astonished if you fear earthquakes, if you fear tornadoes, if you fear lightning, if you fear any of those things, just understand that the Most High created all of those things. So if you fear them things, you should definitely fear the Most High. All right, because he is 10 times, 100 times mightier than anything that you may fear on the earth. A lot of people fear the white man. A great majority, actually. That's why they follow him. That's why they put that suit and tie on for him. That's why when the white people come around, they start acting proper. You ain't never spoke in a complete sentence a day in your life, Tyrone. Why when Justin come around, you stand up different. Your posture changed. You looking down now. The confidence, the swagger that you had is gone. That's because you fear him, man. You fear him and you fear his position on the earth. All right? We gotta break out of that, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have to break out of that. All right? All right, this is Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. It's like it says, envy thou not the oppressor, all right, and choose none of his ways. This is in the Bible, man. This is a concept that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they simply have a hard time understanding. The Most High don't want you living like the oppressor, man. He don't want you doing the things that the oppressor does. He don't want you living like him. That is a very hard concept for a lot of black people to understand. All right. And I don't blame them necessarily, man. When you grew up thinking that MLK and his way was right, his way of life, it's like and what he was teaching, when you grew up thinking that was right, you will have a very hard time understanding the concept of we need to be separate. We need to be doing our own thing. That is a very difficult thing for you to grasp when you grew up thinking that MLK was the greatest thing that happened to black people. Majority of the earth thinks that. You understand? Majority of the earth thinks that MLK was the greatest thing that ever happened to black people. When it is in fact the opposite. It is drastically in the opposite direction. And he said it out his own goddamn mouth before he died. He said, I fear I have led my people into a burning fire. What was he talking about? He was talking about ending segregation. That's what he was talking about. Everything that he worked so hard to accomplish. All them marches. All that marching he did. How long was he doing that marching for? Years. All that work he put in. All them times he got rocks thrown at him. You understand? I believe they got jumped a few times as well. All those times that was happening. All the things he sacrificed. At the end of his life, after everything, you know what I'm saying, was set in stone, he said, I believe I may have led my people into a burning fire. And he was right to think that, but it was too late. The damage had already been done by that point, and it was too late to go back now. Because of MLK, now we don't have our own businesses. Now we don't have our own communities. That's what we had before MLK stuck his nose out for the oppressor. That's what he did. He was so desperate for that white booty that he loved so much. He loved Snow Bunny booty. So much so that he was willing to sacrifice his own people to do it. And we look at him as if he's a signal of excellence for black people. He is not a symbol of excellence for black people. All right. He is what we would call a simp. You understand? A simp and a sellout. Somebody that did all that just in the name of getting close to a white woman. All right. Everybody wants to talk about the Epstein files. Everybody wants to talk about everything that P. Diddy was doing. Don't nobody talk about the MLK files. Nigga, let's look at them files, man. Now, trust me, MLK ain't got nothing on Epstein. That nigga was Satan personified, man. But I think you need to look at them MLK files, man, because y'all look at MLK as if he is some superhero almost for black people, and he is not. He is not what you think he is, man. MLK was a freaky boy. A freaky boy. You understand? Everything that he did was simply to live out his fantasies, man. That nigga was he fetishized white women so much so that he had to put an end to segregation. He couldn't take, you know what I'm saying, not being able to be with a white woman without getting stumped out by Sally Cousins. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't live like that no more. So he had to make it he had to make it a well-known thing. It's like he had to put an end to segregation. That's what I was trying to say. It's like it. All right, let's go back to the scripture. It says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. The Bible says, envy thou not the oppressor. Do not envy the oppressor. You understand? And it's a lot of different ways that you could envy somebody. All right. But 9 times out of 10, if you envy somebody, you want to live like them, more or less. You want to be like them. You want to do what they do. You want to move like how they move. But I'll tell you one thing, man. It is a saying that people say. You could never be like the original. And that is exactly the case. For us trying to be like the oppressor, you could never be like the original. Even in sin, you can never be like the oppressor. You look at Diddy, everybody was getting on Diddy ass because he was playing with baby oil. Everybody was getting on his ass for that. And now that the Epstein files has come out, it's like what Diddy was doing was child play compared to what was happening in them Epstein parties, man. Good night. I mean, it is absolutely crazy, and that ain't even all the documents, by the way. They didn't even release half of the documents. They released about 30% of it. They said it's well over 9 million documents the FBI has on Epstein, and they released about 3 million. What's the percentage on that? It's not half. I'll tell you that right now. They released a little over 30% of the Epstein files. Not even half of the Epstein files. And what we can say for sure is that statement holds up, man. There is nothing like the original. All right. P. Diddy was a product of a black man trying to live his life like the oppressor, which is what? A over-sexualized, you know what I'm saying, lustful bastard. That is the lifestyle that P. Diddy lived, but he could nowhere near come close to what Jeffrey Epstein and the elite was doing. Because let's make it clear, man. They put Epstein at the forefront of it, but it was not just him at them parties. It was the elite of the elite at them parties. You know what I'm saying? You think it was just Epstein doing all the evil stuff in there? No. They were doing it right along with them. That's why they didn't want to release them files. That's why it was such a like pulling teeth for them files to come out. You understand? That is what happens though when you envy after your oppressor. After a while, you start trying like to live like him. You start trying to live like him. You start doing things that you would normally do that he always does. That's what happens when you envy somebody. Envy their position, envy their way of life. You start moving like how they would move. People around you start saying, that ain't something you would normally do, Tyrone. But you doing it now. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. You choose one of his ways, eventually you're going to end up choosing all of his ways, man. Kabadari Ali, he always used to say this, man. One of his famous sayings. You'll steal, you'll kill. You'll kill, you'll suck a rod. and that's really the truth of the matter, man. If you could end up choosing one of the oppressor's ways, in the right circumstance, you would choose all of his ways. You understand? If you would commit one act of evil, you could commit them all under the right circumstances. That's all that saying really means in the grand scheme of things. People say, oh man, that's such a far contrast. It's not. It's really not. Under the right circumstances, it's not a far contrast at all, actually. because it's coming out. A lot of people been posing this question on the internet. Would you suck a nigga off? You being a man, of course. Would you suck a man off for $100,000? And these niggas is coming out and saying yes. That don't make me gay, though. It kind of does, brother. It kind of does. Because what you saying in that is you're gay for a price. You gay for a cause. For the right cause, you are homosexual. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying, bro. It's literally what you're saying. Verse 32, for the froward is abomination to the Lord. All right, abomination to the Lord. That's something that the Most High despises, something that he hates. An act that is absolutely unforgivable. You understand? If you keep choosing to live that life, of course. If you do it and then you change and you don't never do it again, then you will be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is they take what Christ did for granted. We got Christians online that say, if you don't sin, then Christ died for nothing. And it's just like, y'all think this shit is a game, man. So you go to that clinic and they tell you that you got the scratch and bump disease, that you got that burning pee disease. They just think it's a game until it's not, man. I pray you understand. But his secret is with the righteous. All right. The secret is with the righteous. You understand? These laws, statutes, and commandments is a secret on the earth. It's not something that's being promoted throughout the earth. It's not being promoted that you should stay with your man. It's not being promoted that you should stay with your wife. It's not being promoted that you shouldn't rob, kill, or steal. All right? These are not things that's being promoted on the earth. That's why the Bible refers to this as a secret. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habilitation of the just. All right, we could drop that. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Thumba Shem Yahweh Shah. My good sister Shemayim, how you doing? All right. We're going to close out right there. If y'all got any questions, make sure y'all tune in to the Tuesday night scripture breakdown class with Captain the 10,000 of Dariella. Get y'all questions answered. All right. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.